Hello, this is Simon Brew. This is the latest episode of Thoughts on the Blues. Sheffield United 3, Birmingham City 0. I pride myself on being a glass half full Birmingham City fan, that rarest of breeds. And so I thought it important in this particular very challenging episode that ahead of rolling the titles, I go through all the really big positive things we can take from this afternoon's game. Hello, and a very warm welcome to the latest episode of Thoughts on the Blues. My name is Simon Brew at Knighthead Park, and you can tell. You can tell, can't you? Who's the long-term Blues fans here? The ones who've come along in the last season are all in panic. The ones who've been around a long time is just like, we got Blues back. We got the team that just, oh God. Right, well, when do you think we lost it? Do you think it was letting in the goal really early? Was it the sending off? Was it Keshi Anderson's assist? Take your pick. It's tombola time at Christmas. Sheffield United fans, if you happen to have wondered on this video, first of all, huge congratulations on your win. No argument. Second of all, you're just not welcome. Go away. So no, have a lovely Christmas. Enjoy your 3 points. This is for Blues fans. Very best to you. Go away. There aren't many happy Blues fans this afternoon either. After, God, where do you start? I mean, it's the first of December's not been great. So we won against Watford. I was really optimistic after that. That home game against Watford was as good a win we've had all season. That was the 1st of December. Since then, we had, let's go through them. We had the Southampton game, the QPR debacle. Let's go with debacle. I like that word. We had Charlton at home, and what a terrible result that's looking like at the moment, to have a draw in a game we could have won. And then away at Sheffield United. I mean, I'm trying. I'm really trying. Remember that Sheffield United team we played earlier in the season that we absolutely battered off the park? The only goal they could score happened to be from the halfway line. Why couldn't we play them? Why couldn't we get that version of them? But no, this is Chris Wilder version 3, his 3rd time, isn't it? At Sheffield United. And you know, the football's been getting so difficult to talk about, let's just say, and Birmingham's recent form has been so poor that I read a comment under one of the last videos that someone commented that these videos were more fun than the matches. Imagine how bad the matches have to be for someone to say that. I appreciate the comment, but good grief. The upside following the Charlton game was Chris Davies actually had a period of time to sort things out. He had a bit of time, and he taught this up in the pre-match bump about, basically they had this week to go through, sort things out after 3 games in a week that hadn't exactly gone to plan. So, and he was facing a challenge that there now appears to be a mentality problem when we leave the B9 postcode, in that we forget things like defending and kicking that round thing into the goal and stuff like that. And also there's been inevitably there's been quite a lot of discussion on why aren't we doing it away from home? Why are we so piss poor away from home? And there was a general feeling in the run-up to the game that something had to change. And you know, he's a bit damned if you do, damned if you don't, is Chris Davies, because he gambled. He rolled the dice and he made some changes. I have to say, I don't think they all went entirely to plan. Allsop's still in goal. So Beadle out presumably for a couple more games now. A couple of moments in this game, actually, where Allsop looked a little bit injured. That Brad Mayo's agent might actually be just like looking up at the minute. Jack Robinson back at left back, with Alex Cochrane not in the squad at all. That suggests that Alex Cochrane is injured again. Also probably suggests he was probably a bit injured in the last game as well. And so the back four, Noman, Clara, no argument. Iwata, Robinson, all right. And I thought Jack Robinson did all right, left back last time we played him there. Bryce I. Samuels off African Cup of Nations. He wasn't going to be in the squad, so we're a body down there. Holding midfielders of Doyle and Peck, all right. I mean, at home, you'd pick those two, no problem at all. Away from home, I'd put 2 massive brick walls the rate we're going. In front of them, though, that's where the gamble kicked in. So Patrick Roberts, fairly unluckily, relegated to the bench. But look, I know these words are going to haunt me because you know damn well how this game went. I was happy to see Keshi Anderson in the team. I think we've got a couple of players, Anderson and Kyogo, who they come off the bench and we expect miracles. But if you ain't starting them in a game, I mean, you're just hampering them. You're just not giving them the best opportunity. Willemsen back in the middle of the park. That was the massive surprise. I mean, we were told he was injured, and then he was injured on top of his injury. Not even the slightest, and not even a substitute appearance or anything. Not even the slightest hint he might be back. There he is, slap bang in the middle of that front three, sitting behind Jay Stansfield, now the number 9. I don't think many people were arguing with Marvin Duksch being relegated to the bench. Stansfield as the centre forward. I mean, Stansfield has been bereft of goals, but not of industry over the last few weeks. So I know it looked a gamble, didn't it? It looked a roll of the dice against a Sheffield United team who, I mean, league tables sometimes lie because they lost their first 5 games of the season. Sat their manager, in has come Wilder. He's getting a tune out of them there. What's that? That's Tahith Chong lining up against us. Oh, this is going to be fun, I thought. And Julie, it was. So, what were we going to get? I mean, on paper, if you'd have asked me just before, I'd have taken the draw, just because I think, and herein lies the danger, I think the expectations change. And I think that's a little bit deadly if that goes on a bit long term. Do you remember the Lee Clark era? Let's just take a minute. The Lee Clark era, where we couldn't buy a win at home. And after a while, after like 8-9 games of that, fans just didn't turn up thinking we'd win. They're just like, the expectation had changed. I've said this before. Last season changed the expectation level enormously, as much as the owners have pumped up expectation for this season. I think most were a little bit mid-table. Top 8 would be a good... We'd do well to have a go at the top 8, but we've got the players to do it. So now we're in this position where away from home, we've won 2 games, we've drawn a couple, but 9 out of those 11 games we've been behind at half-time. I listened to the Blues Plus commentary for this. By God, if you want people to stare at things burning down and try and find nice things to say, my hat goes off to them. It's just like, this will be a test, they say, and as we're like Sheffield United banging another goal as we like piss away another one. It's a challenge now. It's like, well, it's an uphill struggle. No shit, it was an uphill struggle. And so, lining up against us, Tahith Chong, Callum O'Hare, halfway Hamer. I mean, best goal I've seen at St Andrews for a while. That halfway hit in the League Cup. I was more enthused, in truth, by Anderson starting than I was by Thor. How wrong I proved to be. It's important I'm honest with you, because let's face it, we're all going down together here. I don't think we're going down. Let's not do that. And I was also... Oh God, I wrote this down before the game started. We've got a Premier League referee. That's got to be an improvement. Simon Hooper doesn't do Championship games. He's a Premier League official. I mean, after all the problems we've had, I mean, here we are. We're away at Sheffield United. We're 2 years gone from what I like to call the Rooney Christmas, and tiny flickers of hope. I mean, it's the hope that kills you. We'll come back to that. And yeah, there's Philip Neumann, booked inside 80 seconds of the game. 80 seconds. I should say, I don't have an argument with the booking. It was take one for the team booking, but I just think when you get your yellow card out that early, you don't offset the tone for what's going to follow. Yeah. Then, I mean, it was positive for about another 150 seconds, I think. Fair dues to Blues. They let me enjoy it for a good 4 minutes before things went tits up. And, it's Christmas. I cherish those 4 minutes. Great. Damari Gray just fired one over, on 3 minutes, was it? Peck won the ball back, and Peck was marauding through midfield for about 4 minutes, gets the ball to Gray, suddenly space opens up. Who wouldn't want Damari Gray to have a shot at the moment? I mean, he peppers the bloody things in. Not this time, went over, but looking relatively positive. What's this? 4 minutes on the clock. Sheffield United have got a corner here. Oh, this will be all right. Oh, there we go. In comes the corner. I am a glass half full person. but I don't own a glass that good. The corner. Is there a worse goal we've conceded this season? The answer is yes, because it would follow 23 minutes later. But it's up there, isn't it? How do we have Neumann and Clara who can head the ball out for like fun, and Sheffield United could ping a corner in virtually onto the penalty spot? Was it Hamer took the corner, and an unchallenged free header? I mean, say what you like about Ryan also, he got no chance with that. No chance with that. The placement of the cross was good, but I mean, Sheffield United must have not believed their luck was in, that we didn't even put in a challenge. And there we are. Out come the statistics again. Oh, we've been behind, the 10th time we've conceded first away from home. Hang around, folks. It'll be 11 in a week or two, the rate we're going. So, to summarise where we were at 5 minutes, one of our centre-backs had been booked. We were a goal down. It's a good job our other centre-back hadn't been booked. Oh, hang on. So, it's just group therapy today. I mean, I've gone D-mob over the top. Watching this, I was just like, why am I doing this? It's like, you remember when, was it under Steve Bruce, when we lost 7-0 at home to Liverpool, and Peter Crouch gets a goal after about a minute before the game started, it felt like. And I always felt, if I can sit and watch the end of that game, that I remember going to St Andrews it would have been in the 80s, and watching a home 6-0 defeat to Crystal Palace. They're the ones that test you. If you can sit through all of those as your stomach just falls out of your body, as you want to sit and weep, as you wonder, why did I pick this as a hobby? Why did my late dad pick this? All of those sorts. This is your game. You have to sit and endure it to the end. And I was watching it with my kid, and he was just like, can we do absolutely anything else? No, son. This matters. This is rites of passage stuff. Football's not supposed to be fun. Look. It's that badge. It's that badge. I know all your mates support Manchester City, but what fun are they? They can't even go to the games, stuff them. So, 11 minutes. Clara's booked. Let's do an audit of where we are at that point in the game. Both centre-backs on a booking, a goal behind. I should know, and it's easy to forget in the bonfire of what followed, that straight after Sheffield United scored, we really went for it. And we caused a lot of problems. A really good free kick came in from Willemsen, who was really impressing me, actually. And Sheffield United shuffled it behind for a corner that we did absolutely nothing with. But we looked quite dangerous. There was a point at, 7 minutes where McCallum takes down Anderson. Doesn't get booked, obviously. But that notwithstanding, a free kick, I think that was the free kick, where it's pulled back to Tommy Doyle, who does his swing and miss shot. But as much as like the Sheffield United fans are going, his head straight back in it. We recover the ball. Ball comes back to Doyle, puts in a cross. Clara puts his head on it, and I looked at it and thought, Neumann's at the back post there. There might have been something there. Then, if you're looking for positives, 9 minutes in, I wrote down, I can't remember the detail, we defended a cross. Great. So, it's a really open first 10 minutes. We find ourselves a goal behind to a good team. I mean, and, you occasionally then get, like, the pictures cutting to Chris Wilder, who, I mean, he's doing a smashing job there. Totally respect that. He's just got the look of a man who got turned down for an in-store Santa job, and he looks pretty cheesed off about it. So, Clara's booked. Neumann's booked. Jack Robinson's watching, thinking, it's not me. I took all sorts for that. We had a couple of then warning shots at the back. So we're back in. Let's have our favourite discussion. Playing out from the back. I love this chat. There was a bit. Do you remember this bit where Doyle does this like twirl trick to get out of defence? Then you get Ryan Allsop dribbling out. Now I used to wear a Fitbit. And I changed getting the Fitbit because the charge ran out really quickly, and then Google just Google took them over, didn't they? Kept adding things. Do I want YouTube music on my Fitbit? No, I just want you to tell me what a lazy arse I am, and just like to. So I've got this new one that tells me when I'm having stress minutes, and got to tell you, it's bloody good. This is. I mean, I was having stress minutes watching this. My blood pressure and my heart rate was going up. Still, 14 minutes. Gray and Stansfield had that moment where they linked up, and really, really strong. In comes a terrible cross, just as Keshi Anderson is running in the middle. I'm just sort of thinking this there are flickers here. We might be a goal down, but we're competing. We're in it. Never mind the fact Sheffield United do a long throw that is allowed to bounce in our penalty area. Bounce in the penalty area. O'Hare gets his head on it. Allsop, really good save. It bounced in our penalty area. When was the last time you saw a long throw that was allowed to bounce in someone's penalty area? The answer is you didn't. There's a reason for that. You don't let the bugger bounce. You bash it out. You get it out. We let it bounce. That, chums, is a warning sign. We've faffed around playing out from the back. We've let the ball bounce. And then we hit the 18th minute moment. So, the Doyle tackle that resulted in the red card. A couple of observations. Number one, it happened right in front of the benches. The Sheffield United bench went absolutely nuts. Chris Wilder he was taking out all the anger from not getting that Santa job. Waving his arms around. I'd have done that as well, in truth. But the home team is calling for a red card, and in real time, it looked awful. You could see Doyle busting a gut to try and get a ball he wasn't going to get, doesn't pull out the tackle, keeps his foot low, and as much as there's talk about it looked harsh, I've seen a couple of people saying that. I know there's some discussion online. Was it a little bit harsh? It's an easy decision to give to the referee, isn't it? And let's be honest, if that had happened at St Andrews, Knighthead Park, we'd have been screaming for the player to be sent off. Doyle gave Simon Hooper an easy decision to make. Out comes the red card, down to 10 men. Now, it was the audit of where we were, therefore, on 18 minutes. 1 goal down, both centre-backs booked, Tommy Doyle sent off. It wasn't a good tackle. Hamer was injured for a while. I thought we're gonna finish with 9 men at this point. Then it was around then Jack Robinson takes a throw in, a long throw for us in front of the Sheffield United fans. You realise he's far more popular with them than he is with us. And I keep coming back. I don't argue the red card, actually. On another day, it wouldn't have been given, but I would imagine 80% of the time, it just would have been. My frustration wasn't with either of our bookings or the red card. It was the fact that it was only one team that was getting the cards, right, actually into injury time. And there were a couple of moments you're just like, well, you booked us for that. You've set the tone. But then I worked out Simon Hooper's guide for how to book someone, how to check whether someone deserves a booking. And I can exclusively reveal his process is this. Number 1, watch the actual offence. Yeah. Number 2, check the colour of the shirt that the perpetrator is wearing. If it's red, let it go. Number 3, have a quick look at Chris Wilder. See how much he's waving his arms. If it's just a little wave, if he's doing a bit of agadoo, don't worry. If he's going full on like this, you just get the book out. Keshi Anderson's then booked on 24. And it's just like, has this been a spectacularly dirty match? Let's put the Doyle tackle out, just aside for a minute, because, 3 yellows, 1 red, a goal behind, 24 minutes in, and this is going to be a long afternoon. And then Stansfield finds this amazing ball on 26 to put Damari Gray through 1-on-1. Just the angle was slightly off for Gray. The Sheffield United player just gets back to cover. You're just like, okay, I like the attitude of this. We're still competing. Jay Stansfield's list of underrated work this season continues. We've got Stansfield and Gray on the pitch. There's something. So we've got at least a 10% chance. I sound like a Blues TV commentator. Well, this is a test. This is a test. And, optimistic about Keshi Anderson, as long as he's just got to pass the ball back. And Keshi Anderson had played, I think, a dodgy pass not long before the pass. On 28 minutes, a terrible back pass. Hamer can't believe his luck. Goes round Allsop, no chance. 2-0. It's game over, really, isn't it? And, I mean, Chris Davies, understandably, I'm a huge fan of Keshi Anderson. It was his worst day in a Birmingham shirt, I would suggest. And he's hooked on 29 minutes. And he knows he's hooked. I was happy to see Mark Leonard come on, but Anderson had given a goal away and had been booked. And it's just like, we're 2-0 down. There's not half an hour on the clock. Chris Wilder's still looking really angry. Can you imagine Chris Wilder on Christmas morning? When one of his family buys him some socks. I bet it's just like, fuck. Yeah, I'm sure lovely. I'm sure lovely. I mean, he waves his arms around as if he's auditioning for Eurovision or something, and he does it a lot. I thought at 35 minutes watching this with thinking, is it too early just to get some wine? I shouldn't be drinking coffee here. The only way back in was not through tactical nous or great football. We needed a level of sending off. We needed Simon Hooper to even it up. No, that wasn't going to happen. He was scared to even wave his yellow card at them. Again, I'm not arguing our bookings and our sending off. Really, can't really argue. Can't really argue the results. There was a bit where they cut to Chris Davies wildly writing down on a pad just before he was doing and all he was writing was this, right? That's what he was writing. Exclusive from me here. He had a death glare on him. You remember those magic eye pictures where you just stared at those patterns and so you had a mate who swore he could see a dolphin or something like that. That's how Chris Davies was watching the match after. It was I got a wonky eye. I don't remember. It was full on death glare. But it's like he didn't see a dolphin, did he? He saw a pile of dog shit. Get to half time. 2-0 down. 10 men. Used one of our substitutes. Just like. In cricket, they'd let you shake hands, wouldn't they? I mean, we had no way in. It just wasn't going to happen. I thought Willemsen had played well. I thought Robinson had played well. I think Gray wasn't in the game, and inevitably so. Once we've lost that midfield link. Allsop wasn't to blame, but I did what I thought appropriate at half time. I went off for a little cry and questioned my life choices. And came back for a second half of rip-roaring entertainment and fun. And my kid set me a challenge. He said, can you get through the second half without using any foul language? Just like, yes. It would help with that if Sheffield United would go through the second half without using a football, but that notwithstanding, I lost the bet. I'll come to what. One little aside in the midst of all of this. Patrick Bamford, a very, very skillful striker, and far better footballer than me, but by God, but he wins the Luke Ayling Award for going over and falling to the ground when he hears a pheasant fart 50 miles away. He can't wait to get on the ground. The guy loves the grass, I swear. It's just like the merest rustle near the bat. Honestly, it'd be just like, oh, that's nice. Oh, straight on the floor. He doesn't just do that, though. He's doing that. He's asking for a card. I mean, can you imagine what he's like going around Clinton's or something like that? What a card. There was a lot of that going on, I thought. I mean, we let us not forget as well that I think we were 3 minutes into the second half when we played the ball out from the back again, managed to give it away again, and it was only Allsop moving really quickly that prevented a third goal that would have killed the game going in on 48 minutes. Instead, it went in on 51 minutes. But before then, actually, Iwata and Stansfield had linked up a really good attack. Mark Leonard cues up a shot on 49 minutes, spoons it, and that's precisely the moment where I lost my second half swearing challenge. 4 minutes in. I gave it a go, son. But taxing circumstances. What do you expect me to do? 51 minutes then, Arblaster hits a shot. Bamford sticks his... Bamford looks to me... I haven't had the benefit of a replay. Bamford looks to me like he's in an offside position. I mean, it's arguing just like crumbs, really, isn't it? I'm not even sure he touched it, but he threw his arms up. He's been credited with the goal. To my naked eye, which is knackered, I thought, if he's claiming the goal, it's offside, isn't it? But again, I'm sure there'll be another angle coming out over there. I mean, it's just trivia in the scheme of things. We weren't going to win. We were 3-0 down on 51. And do you know what made it really frustrating as well? Do you remember King Flap, who played in goal for QPR? And we worked out really early in the game that if you put a cross in, he was going to flap at it. And then it took us like about 70 minutes to try putting another cross in. We had another one of those. There was another Cooper in the Sheffield United goal. We have a corner in the 52nd minute as we look to score the vital 4 goals with 10 men that will turn this game around. I celebrated us getting the corner like I just got the Christmas #1, to be honest. I got so far over the hill of misery. It was like waiting for Chek Endoy to have a shot. I just started getting really excited at the smallest things. And so we get a corner on 52. I celebrate it, but then we find the keeper striker out, putting a really good delivery. He flaps, absolute flaps at it. And it's just like, we've not tested him. Now, there are reasons why we've not tested him. Namely, we've had fewer players on the pitch for the vast majority of the game. But you're just like, oh, maybe this wasn't like as impenetrable a fortress as it looked. Maybe we just got this wrong. How many crosses did we put at him? How many good crosses did we put on him? Sheffield United then, I mean, fair dues to Chris Wilder. I mean, he just didn't let go. He was going for the throw. And I sort of like that. I remember, who did we play under Steve Cottrell's management? Where one of the rare games where we absolutely decimated a team. It might be Sheffield Wednesday. And Cottrell came out in the interview afterwards and said, oh, well, basically said we went a bit easy on them. And you're just like, what? What? Isn't your job professional? Right? What? Get back to driving coaches. That's where your happiest. I don't know if he drives coaches. But none of that with Chris Wilder. He was throwing strikers on at us. And, you know, Patrick Bamford went off at 56th minute, I think it was. I'm amazed he didn't fall over on the way and ask for a Blues player to be booked. But he made it safely to the bench. And so, while he's doing his walk there, I'm left reconciling. This is what, our 22nd league game of the season. We've only finished 19 of them with all our team on the pitch. Just like, something's not right here. What a coincidence that every game where we've had a player sent off, we've shipped 3 goals. So even when we're down to 10 men, we're hardly shaping up to sort it out, are we? It's just like, just drill a few more holes in the boat, really. Let's see how fast we can sink it. 57 minutes then, 3-0 down. You're just like, how could this possibly get worse? And the camera cuts to Keshi warming up on the sidelines. And I mean, we're sort of in it still. Referee still giving like Sheffield United free kicks and stuff like that. Patrick Bamford presumably still wants a booking. And I'm looking at it as Chris Davies' choice of substitutes: Lyndon Dykes, Lewis Koumas, Aaron Keshi, all coming on, 63, 64 minutes. And I just looked at that trio of substitutes all at the same time, just like, we've given this up, haven't we? And it's no disrespect to them, because individually, you know, one of those could turn a game. But collectively, that ain't the trio you send into battle to turn this around. I mean, Lewis Koumas' strength has not been his forte really this season, has it? He's not really done anything particularly memorable. Dykes has had his moments, fair enough. Keshi has only been responsible for 3 goals, but it just looked like this massive like white flag going up. Really, and to be fair, we weren't getting back into the game. There wasn't the sign. If anything, Sheffield United were going to score another goal. But then, credit where credit's due. I thought lots of the players who were brought in made a good fist of it. I thought Robinson had a good game. I thought Keshi had a good game. I thought he was really good. One misplaced pass, but otherwise I thought he looked really solid. Fair dues to him. Dykes was busy. He was never going to... He had one shot, which I think has come down to the ground now. But it wasn't that kind of game for him. Koumas, another 50-50 performance. There were a couple of moments where he managed to like get past his man, but also there was one where we were about to have a corner and he just concedes a foul, and you're just like, this isn't working, is it? This hasn't clicked for you here. That there's a player there, but for some reason not where you've got a blue shirt on, and I can't put my finger on it, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Keshi and Koumas go back in January. January's suddenly looking quite tense, in it really, but we'll come to that. So there were still a few moments, but I was like reconciling. You can blame the sending off all you like here, but we were I mean, that question asked at the start, when did we lose it? I think we lost it in the first 5 minutes. We shipped an awful goal inside 5 minutes. One that, if we're going to play like this away from home, loads of people are making the point, you've got to play better at home to offset it. It's just like, no, you've got to play better both. The expectation level is up, not down, and the home form's got to be good, the away form's got to be better. And if we've not got it to that point this season, the drive has to be to get it next. Unlike a lot of Blues fans, I don't think this season's done. I'll come to that shortly. But, anyway, for the purposes of this game, my level of excitement was reduced from celebrating corners to celebrating throw-ins in line with the penalty spot. We had a couple of those. That was quite interesting. We didn't do much from them. We'd taken Jack Robinson off, so we weren't going to throw it very far. Dykes did have that shot. Off the back of some really good work as well, that he skewed over the bar, and I was just like, it's the hope that kills you in lots of these games. And in the end, I was just like fairly grateful to Blues that they'd knocked any hope I had of us getting a result or even a point out of this inside 20-25 minutes. And so once I got over my sinking sense of doom, I just looked at it. I mean, you get to a point where you're just taking your punishment, really. Patrick Roberts comes on at 82 minutes. I bet he was thrilled. Comes on for Jay Stansfield. I wonder if he was rested just ahead of the Christmas break. Maybe he's carrying a small knock or something like that. I thought it was a little bit tough on him to be left out. But again, I had no quarrel with Anderson getting a start. I do now. I haven't got a bloody time machine, have I? It's easy. You're right. Feel free to write in the comments. I got it completely wrong. I got it completely wrong. Look, I wrote it all down and everything. We still had little moments, and then Tom Cannon has the Kyogo moment of the game, slicing wide from the penalty spot on 84 minutes. And I don't know. I mean, it almost felt like kindness when the ref finally blew a whistle. And they just got a corner. And he just thought, no, I can't do it to them. I can't make those fans sit through a corner as well. Still, the Blues TV commentators go, they've got a mountain to climb here, a mountain to climb. Yeah. And the bit that I've been musing in the hours since the game is this. Somewhere, first of all, next year's documentary is looking crap in it. But somewhere, Tom Brady and Tom Wagner are as cheesed off as the rest of us. That they've been open, particularly Tom Wagner, they've been open about where this club needs to be to ally to the infrastructure that they're putting in place and the investment they're putting in. And off today's performance, less the result, but off a collection of results, really, we're a way off. Now, this isn't any of that Davies out stuff, and it's back on again, isn't it? 3 bad results, and sack the manager. Same at every club around the country. Yeah, Chris Davies hasn't had a great season, but we've also had real sparks this year, and I think most of us can see there's something there. No idea what's going on away from home. No idea what's going on with the defensive set play work as well. We're scoring from set play, not today. Why aren't we defending them anymore? What's happened there? That needs some urgent attention. Recruitment also clearly needs some urgent attention. I thought it was quite telling that Kyogo has not really been trusted with anything more than half an hour now for quite a while. Oh, tell a lie. He came on for the second half, didn't he? Was it QPR? But I mean, he's got to have a start if it's ever going to work. Cracking footballer, hope he does. I never boo a Blues player. I think the window is narrowing there, and I hope I'm wrong. I think Bright Samuel, we need 20% more off him. Boy, are we missing Ethan Laird. I thought Williamson was probably the one who came out of today with credit in the bank. And I also reconciled, in truth, we've seen a lot worse than this as Blues fans. We've gone through the mill. We've watched a lot of tripe. And the thing is, we thought we were going to see much better, and we had seen much better. November was lovely. And where's it gone? Where's it gone? How have we got this this season where we burst out the traps, then we have the dip, then we have that, and it's peaks and troughs, and when the consistency's not there, the ruthlessness is sporadic, but when it's there, it's a joy to see. I do think at home Chris Davies has found his best team. I think away from home, it's anyway. I mean, let's ask Lee Clark. May as well, because nothing's really quite gelling. But also, we're doing silly things. You can pick a team, you can put a formation out, but if a player zooms in on the 18th minute and takes out an opposition player right in front of their bench, there's only so much you as the guy on the sidelines can do. Why are we doing it at home? Why not? I don't have the answer. I just have more questions. I've got the same questions as the rest of you. The thing is, the reality of it, as it stands now, let's pull up the table. We are still not halfway through the season. I think that's really important to know. We are not halfway through the season. In the Championship, in the second half of the season, if a team puts together a run of 6 results, which we are entirely capable of doing, we've seen the evidence of it. We've smashed the team in 6th place. Absolutely. We played the team in 3rd place off the park. We've beaten the team in 5th. We are absolutely capable of doing it. But the fact that we're capable of it doesn't make much difference when we've lost 9 and won 8. Drawn 5 in the midst of it. We've solved the goal scoring problem. I think today's an anomaly. I think it's harder to score goals when you have fewer players on the pitch. Call me radical. But it's becoming a bit of an enigma. And the thing that's going to kill us, I think, is just the consistency. That the home form, apart from Charlton, is generally not too much of a worry. Although I think Derby and Southampton and Coventry are going to be a hell of a test. Who out there thinks we're getting 9 points off them? Oh, I don't think we are. The away game at Watford, testing. I thought they gave us a hell of a game at St Andrews at Knight Park. And we're going to get to January. Yeah, the pressure's on, isn't it? And it's... Do they stick or twist? The stories suggest we've not got a lot of financial headroom, but I'd imagine we got some. A couple of the loans go back. Who do we get in? Don't know. But 2-3 good additions, and I've talked through these in a separate video, could make a huge difference. At the moment, with the players that we've got and how we're doing and the form and the consistency, league tables do not lie. And I would suggest that 14th place in the table is an entirely fair reflection of our year so far. There have been some real highs, real lows. 10 points clear of relegation. I'm not in the slightest bit worried about relegation. I hope that doesn't come back to haunt me. 6 points off the playoffs. We were 1 point off the playoffs like a week and a half ago. So how quickly it can change. The hope's not entirely extinguished. Today has been really rubbish. It's been the most rubbish game since the last away game, let's face it. So we're one of those 4 games in 12 days out the way. The next 3 have got to go a whole lot better. Tommy Doyle won't be playing in them. It's a 3-match ban, I think, unless we overturn it. That ain't been overturned. Can you imagine Simon Hooper saying, oh, no, got that wrong. Check the colour of the shirt, Simon. It'll be fine. You'll work it out. Yeah, Merry Christmas, folks. I'll see you the other side. Do you know what I want off Santa? I want an away win. An away win. Can I have 3 home ones in the next few games as well? Go on, Santa. I've been a really good boy. See you next time.